Welcome to Lowdown, your source for music, arts, and entertainment from the Akron area and beyond.
We've got great content coming up this episode. Some music artists, a studio tour, and some concert advice. So stick around because this episode of Lowdown starts now. Hey everyone, welcome to Lowdown. To start off the show, we interviewed a band visiting Cleveland called We Were Sharks. They're a Canadian pop-punk band that showcased some awesome tunes at Mahal's. Let's hear what the band had to say about their upcoming album for next year.
I'm Randy.
I'm Jason, and we're part of a band called We Were Sharks. Missing at the moment is...
Colin, Matt, and Will. I sing in the band.
And I try to play guitar.
Will plays drums.
Colin plays second guitar.
And Matt plays bass. We started in 2010. It was just a bunch of local band guys that were like really good friends that thought, hey, why don't we start a band together? And when a few of those guys had to leave or quit, we picked up other guys that were like big fans of their bands, and we got them to join our band as well. And that's kind of how we've been rolling through, just drafting new members, younger than myself, so we can keep getting younger, we can continue playing longer.
So we all kind of like listen to different types of music. I think that the genre that definitely kind of keeps us influenced and inspiring us is like pop punk from the 90s into like the early 2000s. Bands like Newfound Glory are really kind of what drive us. Like we like love it's the music that we always find ourselves going back to, like in the first in the Fall Out Boy albums and stuff like that.
It usually goes, the guys with the music will come up with music, and then, I'll listen to it a bunch, and then we'll push kind of lyrics and vocals and melodies all into it together. But when we started working on Lost Touch, we had a producer for the first time, so that really changed how it was written. We were bouncing off ideas off Paul Mark Russo from Silverstein, and Sam Guyana, who produces so many great bands in Canada. It was just other people that we could bounce these ideas off of, which really changed how we wrote songs, which was, for us it was all new and it was really kind of neat. And now adding Matt, who is such an incredible songwriter, I can only imagine what's going to happen for this next album, which we get to do when we go home. So, we're pretty excited about that. Plan is spring 2020.
Or we get home, they're like, this is garbage.
Yeah, and then we got to rewrite everything. It's one of those things, like I said, our plan is spring, but you never know. But right now, 100% spring.
I think I want if I envision like this, the kind of like the path we're going down, I would really like to see us grow from Lost Touch. I wouldn't like for us to kind of write the exact same record. I want to kind of see where we can grow from. There's little pieces different things we did on Lost Touch that we never done before. I think I want to touch on those things more. And still have like those hints of like pop punk and whatnot. We still want to be fast. We still want to be dynamic and exciting. But I really want to push ourselves just to try and try different sounds and different ideas.
I think also the big thing is we don't want to alienate the people that already listen to us now. If you like pop punk, we're going to give you pop punk. It's just going to be a little more grown, I think. I would say, To be honest, when we started, we had nothing. We had we had songs and we had an idea of what these songs were going to be. But as a concept, we really had nothing in our head. We were just so busy trying to write that we focused more on the songs than maybe necessarily the concept of the whole album, even like all just the imagery of everything as well. We just didn't know. And I think once we sat down with Paul and Sam, I think that's when the concept really kind of started coming about, and just the whole idea about it. And with like the phone on the cover of the album, kind of really summed up the album as for us, it was just kind of growing up so fast under touring and playing music and stuff like that, that, I mean, you just, like one of the songs, Late Bloomer, is just, we literally watched our friends kind of grow up and get on with their lives while we still tour in this van and play music, you know? And I think that's, once we kind of came up with that song and really heard like that song kind of go about, that's really, I think, when the concept for the album kind of maybe started coming to tuition a little more. Growing up, I'm from a very small town in Canada, and not too many people get out, I want to say, or if they do, they kind of, you know, get the 9 to 5 and they have a great life. All my friends have amazing lives, amazing wives, amazing families. And like I was saying, for me, I knew from a very young age that that's something I didn't see that in my future. And I remember, not my friends, but I do remember a lot of people when I was leaving high school and everybody was going off to college, a lot of people had a lot to say about what I was trying to do with my life, and I mean, they didn't really like it, kind of thing. I don't know why they cared so much about it, but they always had something to say, and that's kind of what Stay was about, just me kind of, you know, letting people know that, you know, you can talk and you can do whatever you want, and that's fine, but I just wanted to go out and do it no matter what people said. So Canada, a lot of, like I was saying, a lot of American fans are like, oh man, all the bands from Canada are amazing. Well, it's the ones you hear are amazing. There's a lot that slug it out, but the ones that really take it serious, you know, have to put all this money and all this time into getting out here, right?
Right now our priority is just the record. We need to go home, meet with our team, and start putting together what we hope to be is our best release.
Absolutely.
I'm sure we'll, like, if some really great opportunity comes around, you'll see us. But as opposed to a next tour or anything, you'll hear more about that once we get closer to also showing everyone new music. So.
But yeah, I think, number one is album. We have no choice to put out something better than Lost Touch, and it's going to be 2 years.
Yeah,
since in February, it'll be 2 years since we put out an album. So
we know everyone's waiting.
Yeah, all of us, we want to thank everybody who's coming out to shows, anybody who downloads, you know, listens to Spotify, listens to it anywhere, you know, leaves comments, anybody that's a fan or a friend of ours. Thank you guys so much for allowing us to do what we get to do, and also assuming we survive, for taking us out on our last tour that, you know, we're wrapping up. They were incredible. Obviously, that's a band everybody needs to check out if you don't know.
And Never Loved.
And Never Loved, yeah, homies and Never Loved. They were great. They were not on as long, but those guys were unreal band. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
What else is out there?
Spotify, anywhere. But thank you guys, honestly, from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much.
Be on the lookout for We Were Sharks' new music soon. Lowdown will be right back.
Welcome back to Lowdown, everyone. Now for our next video, one of our team members, Grace, got to go to Don Drumm's studio. Don Drumm has a bunch of art at his studio made from antique machines. Let's check out the cool art Grace saw at the studio.
I'm Don Drumm. Welcome to Don Drumm Studios and Gallery. You're standing right now in the back guts of the building where we do our manufacturing of our fine arts and craft items. And you'll see a bunch of finished and unfinished parts laying all over, a welding table, a table for filing and what all. This is the busy guts part of the working end of my part of contribution to the gallery. Then we have these machines which are quite ancient. These are machines I bought or traded for years and years ago. They're filled with marbles of steel that will shake and help clean up the piece. And then it goes up front to be put into the gallery or sent off to a gallery around the country. The gallery represents 500 or more paid craftsmen that are all over the country, because when we started the gallery, which is the front part of the shop, we wanted people from all over, not just from the Akron area, because there are a lot of fine artists in Akron, but we wanted to bring in things that weren't seen in Akron. So we represent probably about 30 people from Canada, and over 500 in the gallery one time, and over 2,000 craftsmen in our computer listing. So if you need something special, you can call us and we'll negotiate with the craftsman and the client to find or create for you something special.
I'm Lisa Drumm, and I manage the operations of the gallery. I say I'm John's enabler. I free him up so he can be creative, and I do all the other stuff. But this main gallery is American and Canadian crafts, jewelry, glass, metals, ceramics, etc. It's a yearly tradition, right? We open up, we extend our hours, even to evenings and Sundays, and we're usually jammed. We have a great time with refreshments, and we run it for 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. And as you can see, there's a nice flow of people, thank God. We've got a wonderful staff. We've got people who do the display, people who inventory it in, people who do the computer work to process and pay our craftsmen, and so on. So we're very lucky that we have wonderful staff. Akron's been wonderful for us. You know, when I first came to Akron, we were sort of Milltown, USA. I feel that that was not a good judgment. The rubber companies were sending their people all over the world. We had a really sophisticated population, which enabled us to grow here in the appreciation. I also came here as an elementary school art teacher, and Akron was the only city, or one of the only cities in the state of Ohio that had art teachers in the elementary schools, meaning our population was well educated in the arts. All of that, I think, has helped us to support, and we thank Akron. The city's been supportive of us. You guys have been supportive of us. It's been wonderful.
Someday you should check out Don Drumm Studio too. Catch Lowdown after this commercial break.
Welcome back to Lowdown, everyone. For our next video, our producer Sophia has come up with some great concert advice. If you're going to a show soon, you should follow some of her hacks. Here's what she has to say about concerts.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into this episode of Lowdown. I'm Sophia, and I will be here today talking to you guys about concert hacks. Now, this usually isn't a segment that we do on Lowdown where someone talks to the camera. We usually go around and interview bands, people, music, art. But today I thought, why not share my advice with you guys? So today I will be sharing concert hacks that go along with concerts where you stand at, general admission concerts. So these are concerts where you don't have seats, where you stand around people, and you just basically get a better chance at meeting music artists and meeting new people. If you're tuning in, stay tuned, and here are my concert hacks for you guys. Hack number 1 is to always bring portable chargers to a concert. Portable chargers are these little boxes that can charge your phone throughout the day, because you know your phone will probably die during the show and during the day. I would say to plug in a portable charger when your phone reaches 50% on the day. Bring multiple portable chargers if you can for the day of the show, because you never know when a friend might need them as well. Concert hack number 2. If you want to be front row or up towards the front of the stage, get in line early. This means call off work, skip school, it does not matter. If it's during the summer, it's better to just hang outside. If it's during the winter, you definitely want to bring blankets, bring sweaters, bring a tent if you want. But the earlier you get there, the better chance you have of getting up front towards the line. This also depends on how big the popularity of the band is. If you're seeing a band that has around 6,000 people at the venue, you can probably line up around 10 or 11 a.m. If this is a smaller show where it's going to be about 300 to 500 people, I would recommend lining up at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. just because you really do want to get up front in a smaller venue. This also depends on like the size of the venue, the popularity, how big the music artist is, etc. Concert hack number 3 is that a guaranteed spot up front is definitely if you buy a meet and greet pass for the artist. Meet and greet passes can be expensive, so make sure to save up for them. Meet and greet passes usually depend on the artist. Some artists have their meet and greets before the show, some artists have them after the show. So if you buy a meet and greet pass for an artist before the show, most likely after the meet and greet happens, they will just have you lined up in the venue at the show. Concert hack number 4. This is a rule a lot of people don't follow that I like personally. I like to personally get half ready in the morning and then half ready right before the show. So what I mean by this is, for example, if it's going to rain and lie the next day, I like to take a shower the night before. Then when you wake up in the morning, you would get ready, like, for example, for school, where you don't get too ready, if that makes sense. So usually in the morning, I will just leave my hair either braided or, straighten it, get it done. But then I'll do my normal morning routine. But then when you get to the other part of the day, around 2 or 3 o'clock is when I like to get ready. So that's when I'll do my makeup. That's when I'll change my outfit, do my hair if I have to. That can either be done in a restaurant or a hotel around the venue if you're staying at a hotel, or it can be done in your car as well. Because if you get ready at 8 a.m., your makeup and your hair will wash out throughout the day, and you really don't want that to happen if you want to look good. Concert hack number 5 is to stay hydrated all day. Even if it's winter time, even if it's summer, just stay hydrated. There have been so many times where I've gone to concerts where these are concerts where people are scrunched towards each other, like neck to neck. Whenever you're all squished together in one big room, it will get very hot and very warm in the big room. There have been multiple concerts where a lot of people have passed out from dehydration. If you plan on going to a general admission concert, you need to stay hydrated and drink plenty of water. Concert hack number 6 is that this is a really long day that you're waiting for a concert. Like if you skip school, if you call off work to wait in line at the concert, you can actually order food to the line at the concert. Instead of having someone holding your spot and eating at a restaurant or eating just around the area in general, that can be very expensive. And the concert's already expensive. So a way to save money is to actually order food to the line. So you can order food off of Grubhub, Uber Eats. You can even call a pizza company and they will come and deliver the food in line for you. So that's just a great way to split food items, and then everyone, your friends, can just Venmo each other. Concert hack number 7 is if you do have to go to school or you do have to go to work, you don't have to be necessarily up front throughout the whole day for the concert. This also depends on a venue type of situation. You just really have to look into venue situations for this. But say, for example, you have to work all day and you can't leave for the concert till around 3 or 4 o'clock. That's completely fine. Just get in line as soon as you can. There are venues with different sections. So for example, Express Live down in Columbus has a grass part and a pit part. My friend and I got to this concert at around 5:30 and we were still able to get up front in the pit part, which was really cool. So it really just depends on the vibe and the mood of the show. Because there will be some concerts where you want to be up front and it's cool, but then there's also some concerts where people want to just hang out in the back and have fun. Either way, it's up to you. Bonus hack number 8. Stay after the show. Stay after the concert. If you stay after the concert, that will give you an opportunity to buy merchandise if you would like. That also gives you an opportunity to exchange phone numbers with people that you've met. It gives you an opportunity to just really breathe and relax and realize what happened. It's also cool to stay after the show because sometimes music artists will come out after the show. Most of the time, when it's a smaller venue and a smaller show, a lot of music artists will not leave until the public is gone. There have been times where I have stayed until midnight, the day of a show, but music artists will come out and they will talk to you. They will meet you. If they're a really genuine, caring band, they will come out and meet every person that came to the show for them. They really are genuinely so thankful for us fans. And I think that's just the greatest experience of them all, is to getting to just meet the artist and talk to them like a normal person instead of treating them like a music artist. But meeting them after the show is a really great way to save money if you cannot afford a meet and greet. I hope these concert tips helped you guys out. Let me know if you guys want more concert tips for either arenas or just really cheap ways to save money when you go see music artists or new bands. Make sure to keep updated on our Twitter and Instagram posts to see what concerts we go to next, and maybe I'll share some of my hacks with you guys there. Thanks for tuning in to the Concert Hacks series on Lowdown.
I thought those were some pretty great concert hacks, and I'm sure I'll use those in the future. Stick around for the last segment of this episode. Lowdown will be right back.
Welcome back to Lowdown. Now this upcoming artist is super cool. His name is Nordista Freeze. He's got a wild tune but an outstanding stage presence. Let's hear what he had to say about his style.
My name is Nordista Freeze. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. Here in Akron tonight. I started putting out music in 7th grade. I guess I was about 12 or 13. Started doing messing with looping and vocal harmonies and writing songs. Started putting out stuff on Bandcamp, doing little tape collage stuff. I would say right now, the sound of 2019 is very 60s pop oriented. It's comes from a lot of Mercy beat, British invasion music, as well as stuff that was happening in California in the 60s, like Jan and Dean or the Beach Boys. Nordista Freeze? I don't know. I didn't decide on it, but I don't really know what it means. Kind of just a blank canvas. Come and see, It'll tell its own story. A lot of different stuff. So let's see. I feel inspired by obviously a lot of art, a lot of people, culture, different cities. I love traveling, and that's what we do mainly. So get a lot of influence from just seeing different people in different scenes and hearing different local bands. I really do like every city, but I do. Let's see. I particularly enjoy going up to Chicago. I really enjoy going down through the Carolinas. Charleston is a really fun place to play for us, as well as Austin, Texas. A lot of places close to home too, like Chattanooga, Tennessee, or Clarksville, Tennessee, that have really lifted us up. And I got to represent Nashville. That's where I'm born and raised, and people there are really kind and supportive. So, yeah. There are actually most of our set. We're only playing 2 songs that have been previously released out of the whole set, so there's a lot of new stuff coming that's definitely more relevant to what I've been thinking and dealing with this year. So I love the whole process. I love the whole cycle of a tour and the day-to-day. I love waking up, I love driving and listening to music, being with my friends, playing music, writing new songs, performing in a different city, a new space, hearing new bands, being connected with old friends. I just love the whole thing. It's just, every piece of it's so fun to me. There's nothing else I'd rather do, and I've known that for a long, long time. So it's exciting to be able to be doing it tonight and again tomorrow and so on, Yes, I've got an entire new, at least EP at this point, of music that I've tracked to tape in my buddy Johnny's basement. So we've got kind of this 60s pop EP in the works. It might be an album, depends on what I want to do. I'm writing more and more, so I'm kind of figuring out how the best way to piece it together and publish it, The only other things would just be from the heart, I guess. Just really want to promote people taking care of each other and taking care of themselves and reaching out if they need something. You can reach out to me. That's a big part of what I do. Is I'll give you my cell phone number, be my friend if you need somebody, and also the people around you, they care about you too. So just find people and try to find ways to love yourself, for real. I know it's kind of sounds cliche, but we just got to keep believing in that, and that's what I want to do out here. So you can find my music on any streaming service or for free download on Bandcamp. I'm on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, Snapchat, all that, just as @Nordista Freeze. You can Venmo me at Nordista-Freeze, so please send your donations. Thank you.
Well, that's a wrap for this episode of Lowdown. Tune in next time to our live show of Fall 2019 for more great content and interviews.
Make sure to get updates from our Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all at ZTV Lowdown.
You can also catch all of our interviews on our YouTube channel at ZTV Lowdown as well.
We'll see you next time live here on Lowdown.
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. Do you want to gain experience in video production, professional social media, or working with real clients? Visit the UA School of Communications online or follow us on social media to learn more. ZTV.